Is this thing on? Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and welcome to the live chat. It is a year ago today. We had the honor and privilege of seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut. There is a Restore the Snyderverse event over on all social media. Twitter is the place to hashtag it. And it's trending already, which is really good news if you're a fan of all that and want to see the Snyderverse restored. So a very, very good evening to you. Check out my poll. Will Discovery restore the Snyderverse? I would have clicked yes. But it's all about opinion. Some people who don't want to see the Snyderverse restored will click no. And the people, Henrik, right, let's start again. Henrik. Aye, it's the weekend. It is. Let's talk geek. Let's talk movies. Villager, Snyderverse is dead, in your opinion, and you're very, very welcome to have that opinion. Villager, if they do restore it, I hope they won't make it the main DCEU again. Unlikely. The Legend CJ, I think they'll announce it soon. I agree. Listen, whether you like this guy or not, whether you like his films, he should have been allowed to finish his arc. It's as simple as that. Because the truth is, the DCEU hasn't really covered itself in glory since he's gone. They've made $1 billion picture. That's it. And I suppose you can argue that the Joker outside of the DCEU also made $1 billion, and the Batman is as well, which is great. But in terms of the DCEU, it hasn't been great. You can't take somebody else's franchise and try and recycle it. The Legend CJ, do you think it will be the main DCEU or another multiverse dimension? Well, it's an interesting one, the Legend CJ, because we don't really know what Discovery are actually thinking here. But if it does get restored, and I think it will, I would say it's likely it will be on its own Earth in a pocket universe. It wouldn't surprise me if we have a DC live-action franchise on different Earths, and there won't be an extended universe anymore. If I was guessing, that's what's going to happen. Harry Potter, Europeans and Americans are talking about Ukraine, but not one mention of Saudi-led genocide in Yemen. Well, Harry Potter, if you want to go there, how about the British Empire invading the Americas and stealing the Native Americans' country? If we want to go there, if we want to go that deep and say we're not talking about this, we're not talking about that, that's the biggest invasion that's ever happened. And the America that you live in today, if you do live in America, was founded on brutality, murder, and theft. So I don't think America really should be going there. Villager, Mick, anything you can spill for us? I need some gossip. Not really. Obviously, I've always got my ears to the ground. There's some things I hear, but I'm not ready to say anything right now because I don't want to look like an idiot. Although I do look like an idiot, I don't want to look like an idiot. Henry, the British stole all the birds. Me and Mickey hate that. To be fair, for the war right now is not fun. John, if the Snyderverse is restored, will it be in cinemas? Interesting question, John, as usual. I would like it to be released in theatres, yeah. I think movies like that, I personally think anything Snyder does should be in cinemas, should be in IMAX. The guy, whether you like him or not, shoots stunning pictures. And that shouldn't really be on HBO Max or Netflix. Ronnie Dodge, good evening, Ronnie, my man. If we get the Snyderverse on HBO Max, great, everyone is happy. Well, some people will be happy. You know how it works, Ronnie. Some people will be happy and some people will be unhappy. As you know where I stand. Ronnie Dodge. Hey, Mick. Yes. One of my favorite subscribers, everyone. Ronnie Dodge. He's a very big nerd. He gives me information when he gets it. He's a big fan of everything. Marvel, DC, entertainment in general. Good guy. Say hello to Ronnie. Harry Pothead. Sir, Joe Saldana said she has seen 20 minutes of Avatar 2. She said it leaps Avatar 2. Your faults. Well, if I worked in a shop, when I worked behind the deli counter in the shop, I used to say, my ham off the bone tastes the best, right? Of course she's going to say that. Henrik, excuse me, Mickey. I thought I was your fave with Ronnie. Oh, of course, Henrik. Villager Mick. Blue Beetle will release in August of next year. Also, the cast is full of huge Latin American names. The numbers will be huge in Latin America. Yes, they're going for the Latin American market. Considering the lead character is Latino, that's great. I'm very excited that they're doing that. Ronnie Dodge, you know how I feel about Snyder? He's like my Marmite. Yeah, he's not for everyone, Ronnie. And that's okay, isn't it? That's okay. But ultimately, me personally, you know what I'm like. I'm a DC fan. And I also like Snyder's work and other DC works as well. And that's how it works. And it's kind of exciting if you do like the man's work, because it's great, even if we don't restore the Snyderverse today, right? We're celebrating something that we love, and everyone should be able to do that. John, if we get it, that's great. If not, we'll have to move on. Well, listen, people will move on once Snyder says stop fighting for it. Harry Potter, do you think Blue Beetle will do good in Asia? I think Blue Beetle will be solid. I think it will be a solid movie. I don't expect it to pull up any trees. But then again, Blue Beetle is quite popular, more popular than people think. The Legend CJ, I heard a rumor about a movie about Gotham Knights in the DCEU, but how can they make a Gotham Knights movie and a CW show unless the CW show doesn't get green lit? We will see. Ronnie Dodge, yep, totally agreement. Yeah, we all got our corners of DC that we love. There's lots of great live action DC. There's Joker, there's the Batman, there's Man of Steel. I love BVS, I love the Snyder Cut, I love Wonder Woman, I love the first Suicide Squad. You know, I pretty much almost love nearly all of the DCEU. And of course, then there's Smallville, then there's Superman the movie. You know, there's Superman and Lois. What a great adaptation, Superman adaptation. We've been waiting for a Superman adaptation we can all celebrate and enjoy together. It's been difficult since Christopher Reeve. Harry Potter, any scoops about upcoming theatrical DC movies? Right now, Harry Potter, there are no scoops. It's very, very quiet right now. And they're all keeping their heads down because of the delays, and they don't really want to leak anything right now. But I do expect more things to come out about the Flash delays in April. So I should have something for you by April. I'm working hard to look into those delays, because as someone who talks about DC on a YouTube channel, I can't just sit there and go, oh, well, it's, you know, it's just the VFX delays. You know, I can't just accept that. Henry, dig in the cast of Blue Beetle. He's a very cool character. I think not many know a lot of him. They can make the character really effing cool. I agree. Totally. I remember when Blue Beetle was going to be in Smallville, there was a lot of excitement. Villager Shazam leaks prove Discovery is changing things. Well, I think the leaks come from Warner Brothers Pictures and Toby Emmerich. I think they're fighting for their jobs. I think they're scared. And it's going to be very interesting what happens. The Legend CJ. Hopefully Discovery has lined up a Teen Titans movie on Young Justice. It will sure bring a younger audience to DC, and also a reliable one. Marvel is weak with this aspect. I agree. Ronnie Dodge. What I heard, the CW show doesn't use names like Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. That might explain why they can't use them for the show, as Dick is supposed to show up in Batgirl on the way or another. Well, then, Ronnie, I mean, I'm not having a go at you because you're just the messenger, but why bother doing a Gotham Knights TV show if that's the case? John, there has been no new news on the Batgirl movie. No. But there won't be any new news because they're still filming. You have to wait until filming, once it's in the can, as we call it. Harry Potter, over under 50% Warner Media will change their newly updated DC theatrical dates. It wouldn't surprise me. Villager, the CW verse is garbage. It never used to be, but it is now. So basically, before we can restore the Snyderverse and get all these, you know, all these announcements, what they need to do, we need a Warner Discovery Pictures, and we need a DC Studios. Until they do that, they're wasting our time. We need a DC Studios run by the right people, and we need a Warner Discovery Studios Pictures run by the right CEO. The Legend CJ, only good CW show is Superman and Lois. I agree. Do you think it will get cancelled? Not in a month of Sundays. That's more really an HBO Max show than a CW show, even though it does air on there. I think that's safe. Henry, what the news about Gotham Knights? I'm guessing it's going to be a spin-off with Jensen Red Hood. I mean, we don't all get it with with the Titans. I think Jensen Ackles is doing something with Greg Berlanti, but a bit of an update on Greg Berlanti. He was speaking to the Hollywood Reporter about his reaction of Zaslav and Discovery coming, and apparently he says he's a good guy and everyone's really excited because he really pushes for the creatives. So that's good news. Villager, any chance the multiverse could include the Gotham show? That would be great, but as you know, with Discovery coming in, I don't know what kind of condition the multiverse strategy will be in. So it's going to be interesting because the founder of the multiverse strategy is The Flash, and that's been delayed, which puts doubts on a few things. Ronnie Dodge, J.K. Simmons said that Batgirl has another 7 weeks to go of filming with his interview the other day. So that's quite a while. That's nearly 2 months. So you're not going to hear anything. 2 months wherein you're talking about May. Kind of unlikely that that movie gets released this year, but who knows? I also did a video, Ronnie, predicting that Batgirl is not set in the DCEU and J.K. Simmons is not playing the OG Jim Gordon. John, what CW shows do you think will be cancelled? I think the CW, John, is going to be sold and will have nothing to do with DC any longer. And I think any DC shows they value will go over on HBO Max. That's my prediction. I'm being told that Zaslav and Discovery have no interest in the CW and want to sever their partnership with CBS. So that's a bit of gossip I've just given you. I mean, the Arrowverse has been dying from the moment they got rid of my man, Stephen Amell. I mean, he got rid of himself. He said he wanted to stop. I'm not sure if I believe it was his decision. They all say that, don't they? The Legend CJ. Oh, hang on. Ronnie Dodger. I think The Flash will end after season 9. They've killed that show, Ronnie. They've killed it. The Legend CJ. So once Discovery has Warner, they will make phases and have proper DC schedule. I don't know about phases, my friend. I don't know if they're going to go down the Marvel route like that. I think everything will be in separate pocket universes and everyone will have their individual little franchises, if I'm guessing. I think they may knock the connected thing on the head. Villager, I wouldn't have interest in CW either. Their show quality is so bad. Julie Plec, a popular show writer and runner, is one of the worst writers ever. Well, listen, they're all extreme leftists and they're not there to entertain you. They're there to tell you as a man, you're a prick and I'm a prick. And the only good people are minorities and women. So that's what everyone has a part to play in life and that's their part to play. As I said to you, the moment Legends of Tomorrow had this scene when they were taking that woman to Themyscira and they said, don't worry, it's okay, there's no men there. That was it for me. You know, I'm a man at the end of the day. So I'm going to get fucking offended when you're bashing my fucking gender every chance you get. Maybe we are scum. We don't really want to hear it though, do we? I mean, look, the Western entertainment industry is fucked. They're digging themselves a grave. Welcome to the show. If you're new, please smash the like button. 5 likes, very generous so far. We've got 14 votes. We're actually doing well tonight. Will Discovery restore the Snyderverse? Yes, 64%. No, 36%. The Legend CJ. Oh, yeah, I stopped watching after that scene. Horrible writing. Well, it's toxic, isn't it? Once I used to like that show. I used to watch all the Arrowverse shows. Well into the season 4s and 5s. But once they did that, I mean, I noticed what they were doing for months, weeks, and years, but I kind of part with it. But once that was so blatant, it's horrible. It's horrible. And this is where we are in Western entertainment. You're going to see a lot of Squid Games out there. You're going to see a lot of foreign stuff because Hollywood is dead. Ronnie Dodge, speaking of good news, apparently, according to a good source, I follow Manchester United are having a meeting with Ten Hag on Monday. Fingers crossed, because that's Ralph's choice. We want Ralph to remain, Ronnie. He's been brilliant. He's exposed these fucking players. He's been amazing. Dr. Zashizaka. Yo-ho. Good evening, Dr. Zashizaka. Dr. Zashizaka. What's up, Mick? The usual. The Legend CJ. Do you think the DC and Marvel movies will go down that path in the future? Well, Moon Knight is very self-contained. Fake's been very clever, seen the Batman and realised that maybe it may be the shared connective universe has had its day. Villager, what's wrong with Squid Game? It has a good amount of depth and criticism, modern capitalism. I don't have a problem with it. I'm telling you, that's the way we're going with Asian and foreign content. Because English-speaking entertainment, my friend, is dead. I'm telling you, that's the future. I'm not criticising it. Henrik, Asher Shaka. Don't know what you're talking about. Ronnie Dodge, did you see that Rashford video when he got called out? Yeah. Disgusting. And he tried to justify it as well. But we're seeing what this squad and these players are all about. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. I'm not interested. I'm glad Pogba's going. I want them gone. They're fucking useless. And all we get are little social media speeches. We go again. We go again. I'm not fucking interested. Manuel Mayo, the Snyderverse and Reverse must exist at the same time. That way it can satisfy both people who prefers each universe. Exactly. I mean, look, Zach's only got a couple of movies to do in that universe anyway. Villager, I agree with English-speaking entertainment. Everything is becoming mediocre, overly identical, political. It's done. Dr. Zashizaka, Martin Scorsese had said Asian cinema is the future. It is. They're so smart. They killed it. We killed our English entertainment. It's dead. It's been dead for 20 years. All we've got is Marvel and DC. Ronnie Dodge, I sell him and Maguire especially. That own goal against Spurs, and yet he gets chosen for the England squad. Yes, because it's all fixed, right? Maguire is shit. He's been shit ever since he got in trouble with Greece, which I believe he was guilty for, allegedly, of course. I wonder when Ryan Giggs is going to call. He's going to call soon. Another little so-and-so. I mean, I barely watch anything from modern day entertainment. It literally is the DC stuff, the Marvel stuff, the odd thing on Netflix. I mean, most of the stuff on streaming is fucking woke anyway. It's boring. And now let me explain something. There's good woke and there's bad woke. Something like The Accused, starring Jodie Foster, was good woke because it was very educational to young men, right? Superhero movies are the only hope for Hollywood now. No, I actually think they're killing Hollywood because we're losing variety. We've got no variety. Villager, what's annoying is how they are using people like me and the LGBT community for PR and good publicity, I agree. And people eat it up. Marvel did the bare minimum with Loki's sexuality. Well, and the people just accepted. I want to talk about this, Villager, because if you've heard of Russell T Davies, who revived Doctor Who, he said the same thing. He said literally they pretty much said Loki was bisexual and he went with a woman. It's, you know, because bisexuality is a cop-out anyway. I'm not saying bisexual people are copping out. I'm saying in fiction, because it's a way of not doing it, because they don't really want us to see Loki with another man. That's the truth. In fact, the male character that Loki had a bond with would have been a good same-sex relationship. That would have been awesome. Raggy Bugman, Black Adam rumors. Post-credit scene will contain setup of Superman versus Black Adam. Thus, Snyderverse will be restored. That's an interesting one, Ractim. I haven't heard that one. I've heard about James Gunn's wife abducting Black Adam to join the Suicide Squad, but I haven't heard that one. Very interesting. Fingers crossed that's true. The Legend CJ, I heard Morbius won't do good anymore since a particular hero that was heavily rumoured won't show. Well, listen, nobody, I spoke to everyone about that, and I knew Spidey wasn't going to be in that film anyway. I would actually be interested in supporting Morbius for Jared Leto more than anything, and I prefer Sony Marvel to the MCU anyway, so that wouldn't stop me from going. If you're not going to see Morbius because Spidey's not in it, I think that's pretty pathetic. The legend CJ. Oh, no, hang on. Villager. Oh, I agree. A lot of closeted celebrities go with the no label and bisexual label when in reality, a lot of them are actually lesbians or gay men. I know it's off topic, just adding to the convo. It's not really off topic because they all virtue signal. They all pretend they're supporting, is it the LG? I can never get it right. Anyway, the LGBTQ community, but they don't give a shit. Now, people like Russell T Davies, of course, is from that community because he's a gay writer. But he's actually really good because he can write gay stories, but he's really good at writing straight characters as well. Dr. Zashizaka, no need for Spidey for Morbius. I agree. Ben Pottimeyer, good point. Dwayne is fighting to get Henry on board. I think they have the same agent. They do. Ronnie Dodge, apparently Morbius is bad, according to my mate, who's also a scooper. Well, that's very, very interesting. I'll take this off. I'm hot at the moment. Oh. I mean, listen, I don't listen to things like that because it's all subjective, isn't it? I'm just doing a strip. Right. Henrik, it's getting hot in here. Hey. Hope it's warmer today, buddy. Villager, I've heard terrible things about Jared Leto. Listen, when I hear of things like that, I've heard terrible things about this one. Listen, our interest in them shouldn't be about them being good people. I'm sure that I've done things that I shouldn't have done. I'm sure you have as well. We're human beings. So I don't care what Jared's done. All I care about is he in a good movie? Is he a good actor? He's a very good actor. And that's it really. I mean, we can pick on everyone and say, oh, they did this wrong or that wrong. And I think that's the environment we live in right now, which is a shame. Hisham Kishi, currently, hello, Hisham Kishi. Currently, we're playing Arkham Knight, such an amazing game. I forgot how similar Gotham looks to the one in the Batman. Ronnie Dodge, I got tickets for the new Fantastic Beast. Even there is nothing fantastic about it, lol. Yeah, that film's going to be destroyed. Basically, the Johnny Depp fans won't go and see it. It's gonna crash and burn. Henrik, I heard Jared lived with a bat for this movie. He's so method. You know what? Good luck to the guy. Not hurting anyone, is he? As long as he feeds the bat. Dr. Zashizaka, I'm surprised Zach was quiet today. I thought there would be a watch party. He has posted on Vero, by the way, my friend. He would never have done a watch party. I think he's very busy in post-production for Rebel Moon, so that was never going to happen. But he has posted. He has put a couple of posts and thanked the fans. So check him out on Vero. Villager, hey, he's a good actor, but he wasn't very good as Joker. I disagree. I like his Joker. Just because he's not Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger, it doesn't matter. That Joker is adapted from the New 52. He's more of a gangster Joker. So he's more different. But I think he's not one of my favourite Jokers, but I think he's okay, and I was interested in seeing more of him. But people just react straight away. Don't like him, he's different. Bring back Heath Ledger. Oh shit, he's dead. We can't do that. Hisham Kishi. Hey Mick. Hey Hisham. Good evening. Great to see you all on the chat. It's a very lively chat tonight, which is very rare, which is good. Smash the like button. Villager, I feel like Jared just says that stuff for attention and PR. I have a very hard time. He actually sent condoms to the cast of Suicide Squad. Maybe he's just a weirdo. Well, he denies. Apparently, he sent nice presents to everyone on the Suicide Squad. But things like that are none of our business. We shouldn't care about things like that. Dr. Zashizaka, I think there are several things going on behind the scenes. So maybe the Snyderverse will be announced after the Discovery merger. Yeah, I mean, if you're asking for a timetable, don't expect it as soon as they walk through the door. I mean, anything's possible. But listen, they're going to get their feet under the table. They've got to assess the situation. These things take time, as we've seen with the MGM-Amazon merger. No changes at the moment, but believe you me, they're going to fucking be doing things over there at Amazon. So yeah, you've got to be patient with these things. It's not magic. It's, there'll be discussions. I'm sure Zaslav has spoken to all the relevant parties. That's why he moved to Hollywood like a year ago when the merger was announced, to talk to people. So things are going to happen, but patience is a virtue. Just because you don't hear anything from the moment the merger happens doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Ronnie George, if we get any announcement, it will be months before anything. Yeah, I would expect so, Ronnie. That's how big business works. Dr. Zashi Zaka, Amazon taking over MGM is seismic. So many classics gone to Bezos. Well, it's interesting because the thing that interests me about that is the Bond franchise. Anyone who knows me really well knows I'm not happy with the Bond franchise. They fucked Pierce Brosnan, right? They then took the Craig era out of the original continuity because Craig's an SJW and he was running Roost over all those films. Casino Royale was brilliant. So if it was up to me, none of the people running Bond at the moment would be running Bond. They're not ambitious. And basically Barbara Broccoli pretty much saying she's ashamed of what her father Cubby did. The Legend CJ, how do you think they can convince Batfleck to come back? How do you think Ben will agree to a contract to come back for a few months if it's restored? Well, it won't be a few months because he'll do Justice League 2 and 3. He's very close to Zack. It won't be a problem. He will come back for Zack. He came back for Zack last time and he'll come back for Zack again. I'm sure of that. He came back to the Flash movie. Come on. And according to Barbara Machete, he didn't even need convincing. And she was surprised about that, after everything she heard. So goes to show you how much he loves Batman. This guy is a huge Batman stan. So I don't think it'll be an issue getting Ben back. Dr. Zashi Zaka, what they did with Pierce Brosnan and later Craig is criminal. Craig's to blame for a lot of that. He was in on those decisions. He's a right SJW. So I'm not a Daniel Craig fan anymore. I like him in Casino Royale. That was like proper Jack Bauer kind of Bond, and I really enjoyed it. But it was crap after that. And they've ruined another Bond. In fact, they shouldn't have sacked Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan is literally playing Dr. Fate. He's basically getting loads of movies. He's not too old to play Bond. He's proven that. But Pierce is obviously a gentleman and he didn't react aggressively to that information because I've seen him talk about it. I'm proud that we've got him over at DC. He's going to be a great Dr. Fate. Pierce Brosnan's a great Bond. But those writers are crap. W. Murr, what about Skyfall? Let me tell you my opinion of Skyfall. Skyfall is an okay, entertaining Bond film and not as bad as the other ones. But it's also a rip-off of The Dark Knight. And W. Murr, if you don't believe me, go back and watch it. You've got fucking Alfred, right? There's an Alfred, right? There's a guy who acts like the fucking Joker. It literally is a rip-off of The Dark Knight. Dr. Zashi Zaka, for me, Brosnan is the best Bond. Do you know what? Because he was my first Bond and he was friends with my dad, Roger Moore was my favourite Bond. Roger Moore, such a lovely man. And he's my favourite Bond, but Pierce was brilliant. Pierce Brosnan was brilliant. W. Murr, okay, yeah, go and watch it, right? You probably don't agree with me, so basically, I'm not trying to force my opinion onto you. What I'm saying is, go back and watch it, right? You've got Alfred, you've got the fucking Joker, you've got fucking Wayne Manor getting blown to pieces as well. Such a rip-off. John Moon Knight has been getting great reactions. John, everything MCU, whether it's good or not, gets good reactions. They don't have any balance in their criticism. But when they were reviewing the Batman, it was too long, too dark, and he never smiles. So if Moon Knight doesn't smile, that's okay then. It's okay if a Marvel character doesn't smile, but it's not okay if a DC character doesn't smile. I don't trust them. I reckon Moon Knight will be great, and I'm looking forward to it, but they have no balance. Red Panda, the fact that Affleck decided not to direct and be in the Batman movie because of his alcohol problems shows how much he loves the character and the fans. Yeah, look, I felt sorry for Affleck with all that unhappy Affleck meme. He really wanted that film to be so successful, and it's a great film. He's a great Batman, and that's my opinion. Dr. Zashi Zaka, Brosnan is DCEU, is platinum. Yeah, that's great casting. I don't know who did that, but it's great casting. Sifik Matthew DeLong, MCU fans are not Marvel fans. Well, that's an interesting thing because I've said that before, and I don't want to get your name wrong, but I probably am. Scientific Matthew DeLonge. I think you're absolutely right because I think Marvel fans are not happy with the MCU, and I think look, my friend, look what they've done to the Incredible Hulk. Ed Norton was going to be a great fucking Hulk. He's a Hulk fan, right? Faith got rid of him because he had opinions above his station, and then everyone, all the MCU stands were calling him a diva. He wasn't a diva. He's passionate. It's like Henry Cavill. Grace Randolph calls him a diva. He's not a diva, but he cares about the material he's working on. There's a difference between a diva. I'd love to be a fly on the wall during the Aquaman shooting with Amber Heard. But apparently they love her to bits and she's great. James Wan had a bouquet of flowers ready for her. Villager, who was called a diva? Ed Norton was called a diva. Henry Cavill has been called a diva by Grace Randolph. The Legend CJ, I've been seeing a lot of comments online from Marvel fans saying they like the upcoming projects, but they're tired of the same formula and always the same ending. Yeah, it's because it makes money. That's why it's always the same. John, what is your favourite Brosnan and James Bond movie? Do you know what? I do like GoldenEye a lot, but I think the world is not enough. It's very underrated. And Elektra was a great fucking villain. She was great in Braveheart with Mel Gibson. And I think the world is not enough is underrated. But The Die Another Day, people hate it for the invisible car. I actually thought that was kind of interesting when he was getting tortured at the beginning of the movie. One of my favourite Bond films is License to Kill with Timothy the Goat Dalton. Suffolk Matthew DeLonge, Tosh. MCU fans are just non-comic readers, casual viewers, the same group of people who used to bully me for reading comics. You probably got a point. I can't argue with that. And they just say that MCU is comic book accurate because they've never read a comic. I agree. I can't disagree with that. Dr. Zashi Zaka, the world is not enough is sensational. I agree. Villager, I do care about male abuse victims, but we all consume media and entertainment made by predators and terrible people. People boycotting A2 seems performative to me. Well, listen, I don't know about these things because, I live in my little bubble. Everyone lives in their little bubble. Obviously, I'm a part of the entertainment industry. I have never witnessed these things before. When I was in Hollywood, I saw some behavior. But, it's and what people have got to understand as well, and I'm not talking about sexual assaults here. I'm talking about your DVD Blu-ray features are bullshit because when you're working on a hot set or on location, and you've got so many people on the set doing different things, and you're the actor and you're repeating the same fucking words, it gets very, very stressful, and people do fall out. Now, in terms of male abuse victims, I think it's not about being male or female. Anyone can be abused in this industry, anyone, or in life. But I think the propaganda merchants try and say it's always women, it's always men. It's not about men versus women or white men versus minorities. That's not what it's about. We're all individuals and we all have our shit to deal with. Villager, because they are never the same people who boycott projects by male abusers and predators in the industry. And there's a lot of predators in the industry. Woody Allen. What? Villager, think about this for a minute. Woody Allen is a fucking pervert who makes films with young girls, right? Think about this, right? And they love him. He's got a Hollywood Walk of Fame, right? They wanted to drive Snyder out the industry because he made superhero films that were different. Now, you think about that for a minute. Suffolk Matthew DeLonge, let us all hope for the best. Restore the Snyderverse. I agree. Let's restore the Snyderverse, one of the most purest, nicest directors in the world, Zack Snyder. And he's not just because he's nice, he's fucking talented. I had all my Snyderverse marketing and trailers on repeat today, just really got my energy up. A great bunch of films. I'm proud to say that I've seen at least, I haven't seen Zack Snyder's Justice League in the cinema, but I've seen Man of Steel on BVS in cinemas, and what a great experience. I saw Man of Steel 3 times. Villager, can you elaborate on the Blu-ray features? They're fake. Yes, of course they're fake. And what I'm really talking to you about is, oh, we're like a family. Or the bloopers. The bloopers are fucking fake. And if you don't realise that those fucking bloopers are fake, then you're not paying attention. It's bullshit to create this friendly environment. It's a very stressful environment, making a film or a drama. And it isn't easy, and people turn on each other. It's like when I used to work in a supermarket. It's the same thing. Sometimes I wouldn't get my breaks and I'd be screaming at people. You know, you fall out with people you work with. It's like when they say footballers and managers fall out in sport. You know, people fall out. It's natural. But yeah, those bloopers and all those, I mean, the interviews are great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about the interviews. I'm talking about the bullshit blooper reels and we're like a family and, you know, this person's my friend. It's all bullshit. Red Panda, James Cameron, maybe just me. We talk about James Cameron. Oh, you think he's an abuser? Well, I don't know about anything about that. John, I saw BVS Man of Steel and Justice League 2017 in cinema. Yes, don't remind me about Justice League 2017. I saw that in a cinema as well. It started off okay, but then I started to realise, what the fuck have they done here? And I was devastated. And at first I blamed Zack Snyder. I thought it was his film. Until I realised. Villager, I know a lot of Hollywood is fake, but I'm not educated in the movie industry. I know more about the music industry. I'm really not shocked just how fake everything is anymore. Yes, it's fake. Of course it's fake. But they love the fakeness. They're the fakest people in the fucking world. But when you're in that environment, you have to be fake with them, or you won't get very far. Dr. Zashi, I'm looking forward to the Northman. That looks batshit crazy good. I don't know about that one. Safik Matthew DeLonge. Do you think Peacemaker will be part of Snyderverse? No. Nothing is part of Snyderverse apart from Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's the Snyderverse. Peacemaker would never be part of the Snyderverse. But obviously, that Justice League is part of the DCEU. So that's the complicated thing about this. I don't know how they deal with that. Red Panda. Now, I answer to the DLN who asked, who are the most overrated directors nowadays? Well, there's a lot of overrated directors. I like James Gunn. I think he's slightly overrated. I like James. No toxicity towards the man. I think he's cool. But I think he's very overrated. I think most of the directors today are overrated. The best directors are Denis Villeneuve. You know, Martin Scorsese's still making films today. There's some good. I think Ben Affleck's a wonderful director. The legend CJ, a friend of mine is an actress, and she says a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes. They ask a lot of the actors for favors to be part of a movie. Really disturbing. Well, I mean, what about the rumor about The Wizard of Oz and Judy Garland? Apparently, all those munchkins literally abused her. Villager, if PM was Peacemaker was suddenly part of the Snyderverse, the Snyder bots would suddenly love it. No, they'd be angry, and that's never going to happen. It's not going to be an issue, Villager, because it's never going to happen. There's not a reality. There's 3 films that are part of the Snyderverse, and that's it. Android 118XX, good evening, my friend. I saw somewhere that Batfleck solo movie was going to have him a suit that had a pattern on his suit that was like a cloak to give the simulation of invisibility. Very cool. Ben Affleck was gonna mayhem. It would have been awesome. And maybe that points towards him being in Arkham. Maybe he would need that invisibility in Arkham Asylum. Villager, I know a lot of actresses have slept with directors for... Oh, yeah, that's old news, isn't it? That's been going on since the industry was created. John, are you going to watch Guardians 3 when it comes out? Oh, yeah, for sure. Just to see who he's going to kill off, just to upset the MCU fans. Red Panda, I really want to see that Affleck Batman movie. It would be amazing. Villager, Lana Del Rey slept with Harvey Weinstein to get her soundtrack on a movie. He worked. Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? That's not even a shocker. I mean, listen, that's how it works. But sometimes young men sleep with older women who have got authority in the industry as well. The legend CJ, I think Peacemaker is apart from the Snyderverse. They mention Batman doesn't kill, and we know Batman killed in the Snyderverse. Listen, it's never, ever part of the Snyderverse. None of those films are, apart from Man of Steel, BVS, and the Snyder Cut. Android 108 and XX, casting couch. Yeah, exactly. Sifat Matthew DeLonge, I slept with Selena Kyle. Good for you. Will Discovery restore the Snyderverse? 25 votes. Yes, 80%. No, 20%. Thank you for the likes, everyone. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to it. Don't just come, get involved, and then leave again. Please subscribe. Please support me on one of the smallest channels that talks about entertainment. Villager, what do you know about PR relationships? Oh, well, I know a lot. Basically, PR relationships are so people can upscale each other's career. It happens all the time. Most of the relationships. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, of course. Ben Affleck and J-Lo, their first encounter, that was obvious. Villager, I know that Robert Pattinson and Kay Stewart fake dated for the Twilight movie. Yeah, well, these studios make them do that. That was definitely fake. The legend CJ, when you were in Hollywood, how many celebrities did you meet? And who was the nicest and rudest? Well, I mean, I don't like speaking out of school. I mean, look, the people that I met were very good to me, so I can't really complain. I did meet a few people, but yeah, I mean, very, very good experiences, very positive experiences. I was lucky. But, Hollywood's a bit like real life. Sometimes you have great experiences, don't you? Positive ones. But yeah, I'm not going to stop. I don't like name dropping because I think it's like you're using people. It's like, oh, I'm going to pretend I want to be friends with someone because they're famous. I think it's so bad. Khloe Kardashian's one I got on with very well. Suffolk Matthew DeLonge, I have this feeling that Superman might appear in Black Adam post-credit. Well, don't get your hopes up. I mean, I would absolutely love that. We can only hope. Dr. Zashi Zaka, the Arkham series from Matt Reeves will be great. The Haunted House scenario will be great. Yeah, Matt's a genius. Matt's going to, we've gone off the Batman conversation, haven't we? But yeah, still very pleased with that film, and I'm excited for Arkham. That's such a better idea than the actual detective one. Villager, don't name drop, Mick. You could bring negative attention and doxers to you. Well, listen, I mentioned one name, Khloe Kardashian. Red Panda, there are some directors who really care about the actors in their movies. Nolan has made some fantastic friendships with Anne Hathaway and Michael Caine. Yeah, Nolan just works with the same people. I think part of that is because he didn't go to film school and he has he lacks strengths in certain areas like sound mixing. His sound's always not that good. And I think because he works with the same people, they don't call him up on it. John, are you a fan of the Transformers movies? Yes, especially the first one. Very good. Android 180 XX, I don't watch in her first place, but what's happened to the Oscars? Why isn't it the same anymore? Why are there are a lot of controversy surrounding it in these recent years? Because nobody's watching it, my friend, and they're trying to change it up all the time. That's the problem. People are fed up. Dr. Zashi Zaka, I also think Barry Coogan might be the scariest Joker ever, especially how Reeves has described him as being touched since birth. Yeah, he's very obsessed with horror elements, Matt Reeves. So I think we want to see a scary Joker because I haven't really seen a scary Joker before. Villager, Nolan is overrated. I like Nolan as a director. I like his Batman movies. I like his two movies he did, the sci-fi movies he did, Inception and the other one. Not interested in this one he's doing right now. I don't think he's overrated. I think he is a good director, but he does lack certain strengths. But it's good to see someone who didn't go to film school, not part of the Hollywood DNA, do so well. And I think his heart is in the right place. I mean, they're all overrated, my friend. And who overrates them? Us, the audience. Who's better? This one's amazing. I mean, I used to be obsessed with Bryan Singer. Yeah, I'm doing the Homer Simpson walking back in the hedge. I mean, all the stuff that's come out of him. But Bryan Singer did do The Usual Suspects, did do the first two X-Men, which were great. Civic Matthew, the launch. Cameron Monaghan was really good Joker. I agree. He's my favourite in Gotham. He would have been the perfect Joker on the big screens. Yet they missed a trick there. Villager, have you heard of Crazy Days and Nights? Have I heard of it? No. This is actually a very good chat tonight. I'm enjoying it. Android 118 XX, did you really meet Khloe Kardashian? What did you two talk about? And where was it you met her? Oh, I met her at a party and we just got talking. I mean, I didn't go up to her. It just happened. These things happen. And yeah, look, I've always loved Khloe. I had a crush on Khloe even before I met her. So it was lovely to meet her. And I like the sisters as well. I think they're nice. I think, unfortunately, they've been living in a bubble all their lives. Their real dad, never wanted them to actually be famous. And he told Kris Jenner that, he didn't want that. But as soon as he died, she went and did it anyway. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of criticism towards those girls. But I think they're actually really nice girls. Andrew 108X, she came to you. What? Listen, we were at a party. She looked at. I looked at her. We just started talking. If someone looks at me, I have to smile at them. I can't just ignore them. And obviously, I knew who it was. I was very nervous because I always had a crush on her. This Inferno, Man of Steel 2 is a myth. We can watch only Shazam and Harley Quinn movies. Why? What? Oh, you mean that's all they're doing? Well, I don't think Man of Steel 2 is a myth, and I think there's hope. There's always hope. Never give up. Villager, you must be in a really tight circle to get a party where they were low. I wish I could be so I can social climb. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've been around. I'm 49 years old. I've been around. Rempat, I don't think Nolan is overrated. He's perfect for ideas, satisfying endings and science things. Tarantino for dialogues and characters, and Fincher for atmosphere and mature themes of his movies. Yeah, look, I don't think Nolan's overrated, but I do think we overrate everyone, don't we, anyway? Doesn't mean they're not good directors or actors. I mean, I love Kevin Costner, but people call him a bad actor. I think he's amazing. I mean, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, I still watch today. Those were the days. I saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves 3 times. Villager, Kardashians are very smart women and nice. What's common in Hollywood is celebrities getting a high after they get fame and become assholes. After a couple of years, they learn to be nicer. They're actually a very nice family. I mean, yeah, they're in the limelight and they want to have the limelight and they do what they do. But, that doesn't mean they're not good people. I mean, my experience was with that family. Very nice, very nice. Very friendly. And do you know who I love? If you watch the Kardashians, Scott. I fucking love Scott. I love that dude so much. Dr. Sassy Zaki, Kevin Costner is great. I agree. This Inferno, I like Dunkirk more than Inception or Interstellar. I don't agree. Obviously, I respect your opinion. I don't agree with that. And I'll tell you what, I can't be bothered with these Second World War films and the Hollywood propaganda. I get bored of it. How many more Second World War films? Yes, we know. We get it. But yeah, I prefer Inception and Interstellar because I'm a sci-fi man anyway. Dr. Zashi Saka, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is a go. Absolutely. I have a poster of that in my room. What a film. Alan Rickman. Fucking hell. I loved Alan Rickman. Fucking hell, man. Android 118 XX. If only things worked out in Hollywood for you, you would have been cast as the next Superman. Nah, I've never been Superman. Maybe Lex. I am the real Lex. Yeah. I mean, listen, I had a good time. I wasn't bitter about not being successful because I know everyone goes there and it's not easy. Really, I just ended up partying most of the time. After time, I didn't even turn up to auditions or nothing. It's my own fault. In the end, I ran out of money and I had to leave. Villager, all the World War films are for to make America look good. Sounds like low-key propaganda to me. Yep, exactly. Sifat Matthew DeLonge, what do you think of upcoming Gotham Knights series? It's made by the people who do Batwoman, and if you like that show, good luck. But I'm not interested, no. Dr. Zashi Seka, I miss Alan Rickman. What a man, what a man. This is Shafiq Matthew DeLonge. Damn, you really would be a good Lex. I would with this head, wouldn't I? Someone came in here the other day and called me Peanut Head, insulted me. Villager, Mick should be Dr. Savannah after the multiverse begins. You know what? Now, I liked Dr. Savannah, actually. I thought it was a great villain. Red Panda, what do you think about Tenet? Yeah, it's a good film. I think it's kind of, you can tell that Nolan's powers are waning and he's becoming a little bit predictable in his storytelling and filmmaking, but I still like him. I like him because he made Man of Steel possible. Red Panda, what do you think? Oh, no, we know. I wonder how the trend for the Snyderverse is going. I reckon they're going to hit 2 million tonight. It is funny to see the studio under pressure, though, because they do think they're clever. It's always good to see the people rise up against authority. It's always fun. Dr. Zashizaka, when Darkseid invades Earth in the Snyderverse, it will be nuts. And when Superman leads a meta-human army, that's going to be iconic. Android 180XX, will you ever go back to Hollywood in the future and re-audition? This time being serious, lol, and not get carried away and partying. If I had the money, if I could sustain it, but it's very difficult. You can't sustain it. And it becomes very difficult because it's expensive. Safik Mafik DeLonge, the last I checked on hour ago, it was 240k tweets. Hope to get more by the end of the day. Fingers crossed. That's still good though, isn't it? Villager, do you think Zachary Levi is a really good Christian and religious man? I've heard that he's a huge cheater, so I wonder if he even is religious or he just wants a good image. Well, without offending anyone who is religious, most people who claim to be religious or go to church cheat and do things that society says we shouldn't do. He's only human at the end of the day. You know, there's no Christians out there who don't do this stuff or who don't make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. John, what will happen if the Snyderverse is not restored? Nothing. If it's not restored, it's not restored. We carry on as we're going. The Legend CJ, do you see the released picture of Green Lantern from Snyder Cut? Did I see it? Did you see the release? No, I haven't. Oh, is that what the actor did? Wayne T. Carr, he put it up, didn't he? Yeah, I did see that before I came. I think I retweeted it. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't allow that Green Lantern to be in it. It's very weird, very weird. Considering that we were told the Snyderverse, when the Snyder Cut came out, was an Elseworld story now. It didn't really make no... I don't really understand what they're fucking... Although, he did bring him in behind their backs, so that wouldn't have gone down well. So I think Snyder and WB were both at fault there. It's no good when you're pulling in different directions, is it, in life? You've all got to be united or you're not going to get anywhere in life. So it looks like David Zaslav is a big friend of creatives and he's going to be very positive towards them. Android 180XX, what was the process of your auditioning in Hollywood? Was it easy or hard? How did you get the opportunity? Well, auditioning isn't hard. You just go to casting calls. And sometimes you can't get in. Sometimes, sometimes it's appointment based. Sometimes you can just turn up. But yeah, it's not really something you get the privilege of going to. You just go for it. You just give it a go. Villager, do you think pursuing a career in public relations is a good idea? If it's your kind of thing, yeah. I mean, that literally is propaganda, isn't it? So yeah, if you're good at that kind of thing, if that's what if that's what you think your calling is, and if that's what you want to do. And this is the problem, isn't it, for that person who asked me if Zachary Levi is a good Christian? This is the problem when you start spouting out that you're a Christian and you start quoting the Bible. People are going to find something on you, aren't they? And this is the problem. These famous people keep on trying to put themselves out there as they're perfect, and they try and lecture the rest of us. And it always ends in tears. They just don't get it. I mean, he was on stage mocking the Snyderverse, released the Snyder Cut, and saying it wasn't going to happen. He made himself look stupid. That wasn't very Christian, was it? Legend CJ, I just saw on the DC Instagram page, Paul Dano is writing a year one Riddler comic that will be released in October. Wow, yeah, he's a very talented guy. He's a director as well. Yes, Abraham Herrera, I agree with you. People who try and hold other people to account normally are hypocrites. You get it on the internet as well, on the comments sometimes. Not these ones, but why'd you do this? Why don't you do that? And these are invisible people, right, who are trying to tell the rest of us, what to do and how to think. Villager, a lot of celebs don't know shit about the real world. No, and they don't care about the real world. Abraham Herrera, God bless him though, lol. Villager, they're fake woke. Yep, that's exactly what they are. Android 118 XX, who is your favourite DC and Marvel villain? Well, I think that Lex Luthor is going to always be my favourite DC villain. Marvel villain, that's an interesting one. Oh, what's his name? Oh, I think he's the Hulk's enemy, but I forgot him now. It's not Megamind, I forgot his fucking name now. I can't remember his name. A lot of them are closeted Republicans. They just don't say it because their image comes first, always. Yes, it's a shame we've got to hide what politics we are because in case we'll be targeted and picked on. That is the way we are now. But as my dad used to say, don't discuss politics and religion at the dinner table. Keep it to yourself. Nobody needs to know your politics. Do that. Why? Abraham Herrera, I thought Zod was your favourite. Nope. No, hang on. No. You're getting confused here. Let me correct you. I think he's the best supervillain in superheroes in the modern day. I think he's the best superhero villain, but he's not. The character is not my favourite supervillain. But out of the DCEU and MCU, he's my favourite. Maybe I didn't make myself clear. Android 180 XX, Abomination. No, I like Abomination. He was great in the Incredible Hulk movie. No, he's like an evil genius. I forgot his fucking name. He's got a big head. Is it something Brain? I can't remember now. But in the animated stuff, he's really fun. John, I would have preferred to see Green Lantern rather than Manhunter in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I would have liked to have seen them both, to be honest with you. It would have been nice to see a good Green Lantern, a John Stewart. But I like both those characters, so I would have liked to have seen both. Villager, who else would you want as Superman if Cavill doesn't return? The guy playing Elvis Presley in the Presley movie, in Baz Luhrmann's Presley movie. Henrik, I love the movie with Hulk, with Edward Norton. Yeah. Abomination, such a scary and powerful villain. Yeah. It is the best Hulk movie because the other Hulk is a beta male. Dr. Zashi Zaka, DC Animated have exquisite content. They do. Henrik Zola. He's not my favourite villain. The Legend CJ, why don't they just remake DC Animation into live action? That would be awesome. Well, the animated verse that Bruce Timm has done is perfect. It's a great franchise. It really is. Suffolk Matthew DeLon, did you mean Moloch, the big head guy? No. What's his name? I can't fucking think of his name now, you know. He's green. He's green, but he talks like a person. John, do you think She-Hulk will be any good? Nope, I don't think it's going to be any good. I just think we already know that Banner's going to be in it and he's going to hand it over to her or whatever the actor was saying. So, no, I was looking forward to it, but now I've heard it's literally a comedy. So, not interested. Dr. Zashi Zaka, Troy Baker is stunning, both Batman and Joker. I don't know who Troy Baker is. Abraham Herrera, if you think about it, Ang Lee's Hulk is kind of canon because The Incredible Hulk was a soft reboot that had elements of the last Hulk. How'd you work that out? Ang Lee's Hulk has nothing to do with the Incredible Hulk movie. From what I can see. Henrik, did you mean John Campion? Nope. Villager, Marvel needs to stop with the cringe humour and comedy. Watching Shazam was a breath of fresh air. They did comedy right. Yes. They basically, as I've always said, Shazam out-Marveled Marvel because talented people worked on it. That's the difference. The problem is the MCU humour worked when Robert Downey Jr. was doing it because he's very good at it. And then they would play off of him. But since he's gone, it's been shit. They won't stop with the humour because they think it works. Suffolk Matthew DeLon, that is why he's Captain Marvel. Exactly. Dr. Zashi Zaka, Troy Baker is a voice actor. He plays both Batman and Joker in the animated series. I didn't know that. His Joker voice is a replica of Mark Hamill's. Oh, wow. Villager, Marvel Phase 4 is starting to get mixed reviews. The shit is sinking. Oh, yeah. Most of them have been shit. WandaVision was good. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was shit. Loki was mediocre, but okay. Hawkeye was shit, right? And then the films. Black Widow was absolute shit. Eternals was mediocre to middling at best. Shang-Chi was probably the best of the lot before Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home works because of the cameos, and they did do well with Tom Holland's Peter Parker. It was an all-round good movie. Very inconsistent last year. The Legend CJ, Wonder Woman is a perfect example of doing a woman superhero movie without pushing the whole woke and SJW stuff down our throats and also not criticizing men. Exactly, listen, it was perfect because she was even sitting with those guys like Steve Trevor's friends and she was trying to advise them and be friendly to them. It was beautiful, it really was. It's a rarity. Henrik McCuff, who's that? Don't know. CS Fair, the director, I just found your channel today. The Snyderverse and Airverse will be restored. Did you see the Green Lantern image that was released? Amazing. Is that the one Wayne T. Kerr posted? about an hour ago. If that's the one, I think I retweeted it. Yeah, I'm at Movies TV Man on Twitter. Thank you for finding the channel. Thank you, CS, the director, for coming on. I really do appreciate the support. Very small channel. Probably the smallest channel that talks about entertainment and DC especially. And I really hope, CS, the director, you're right about the restoration of the Airverse and the Snyderverse. Village. Wonder Woman was an amazing film, and I'm glad they didn't write it a woke way, writing women as characters and not just female caricatures, and using cringe messages is always better for storytelling. Abraham Herrera, what do you mean the Airverse? He means the Air Cut. He's talking about David Ayer's movie. John, Spider-Man movies always makes big money. Yes, they do, yes. John Spider, Sufik Matthew DeLong. This small channel will be big one day. Thank you, I hope so. I really do. It's always good to have a bit of positivity, isn't it? I hope it will be big. I don't know how. Listen, I don't even know how I would cope if it was big. I wouldn't even know how to cope with all the comments if I did lives. Villager, I feel like if Mick gets a bigger platform, he will have to limit what he says. I won't. I'll never stop. And if sponsors don't like it, they'll have to go away. I feel sad when I see channels that I used to follow that were small and now are successful, and they kind of ride the fence and they sit on the fence, and it's actually so embarrassing to see. I've got such a big gob. CS director, yes, there's 2 images. Keep it up. It shall be restored. It's all coming together. David Ayer had the same vision in a shared universe timeline in the DCEU. Restore the Snyderverse. Here. I agree. The Legend CJ, a lot of people don't talk about DC passionately. They always talk Marvel and trash on us. Keep on going, Mick. Thank you, The Legend CJ. Henrik, Mickey, you got beers today, mate. I've always got beers, Henrik. Android 118 XX. Do you mean Leader? Leader! I love Leader. There was a scene with Mr. Blue after he helped create Abomination. He was on the floor and his head started swelling up. It was teasing for him to be the leader for the Hulk sequel. It would have been awesome. Feig put the kibosh on your Ed Norton verse, and I'll never forgive him. Because that's exactly. Always be who you are, Mick. I try. Thank you. Creation K. Good evening, all. Grateful to be here. We're grateful to have you here. Abraham Herrera. But if you don't soften your opinions, you get cancelled. The world is so fucking sensitive. I'm never going to soften my opinions, Abraham, because there's something you need to know about me. I couldn't give a fuck what people say or do about me, or if they cancel me or don't cancel me or want to have sex with me. I couldn't care less. I've had a shit reputation from the day I was born. Villager, they did cheat her in Wonder Woman 84. So wrong. Embarrassing proof that woman has no idea about Wonder Woman. All she knows about is Linda Carter in that series. Side Matthew DeLongs, good morning. It's 3 a.m. here in Singapore. Wow. I'll tell you what time it is here in Cyprus. It's 23 minutes past 9 in the evening. Abraham Herrera, that's what I thought you'd say. Same here. It's very freeing, Abraham, when you don't care what people think. It's really amazing. But also, Abraham, I am respectful to people as much as I can be. And, you know, I try not to disrespect people. And I don't just try and be a trigger just so I can get people to watch my content. But, you know, I am open. Anyone who follows me on Twitter knows I'm very open with what I think. But also on Twitter, I have a way of putting things so they don't come across as offensive. But I'm sure I offend people. I think mostly people fucking ignore me on Twitter anyway, which is brilliant for me. It means I can say what I want. Creation K, may I ask how long left on the stream, Mick? I don't really know, Creation K. When I get fed up, sooner rather than later, I would think. I'm getting a bit cold. John, could we see Edward Norton Holt cameo in Doctor Strange 2? I just don't think him and Faye have got a good relationship. Unlikely. I'd love it, though. Hashling me. Yo, Mick, good evening, Hashling me. Abraham Herrera. Wonder Woman 2017 was Snyder's movie. Snyderverse is announced as well as the Reeveverse grows. I agree with that. Yes, Abraham, that's true. Very true, yes. Dr. Zash's exactly. Got to go now, Mick. Hope the Snyderverse is announced as well as the Reeveverse grows. Fingers crossed. Thank you for coming in, Dr. Azish Saka. Have a good evening. Henrik, are you still cold, Mickey? Or is it better now? Oh, no, it's still cold. And I still don't have any heating. CS, the director, WB and all of DC must be nervous with today's Restore the Snyderverse. But David Zaslav, Zack Snyder, David M. must be watching us all and Discovery saying, let's give the customers what they want. Fingers crossed, CS, the director. That's what we want them to think. Creation K, got it. Also, good evening, Hashling me. What does your name come from? The Legend CJ. Fridays are usually when streams are busy. Ha ha ha. Creation K, see you, Dr. Zashi Zaka. Safik Mafki Delange. The one thing I would really want for Marvel is Gambit. Yes, I don't know what's happened with Gambit. Android 118 XX. What do you think of Linda Carter's cameo at the end of Wonder Woman 3? Do you think that was a good idea? Was it hinting a multiverse? It was no, because that's not Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. It's just an Amazonian woman that they've added into the lore. It's nothing. I mean, it was embarrassing because her voice sounded like she was about 100. But this is Patty Jenkins. She's adapting. Wonder Woman 84 is an adaptation of the Wonder Woman series, not the comics. That's why there's no shield or sword. A big mistake. Villager, I doubt they care that much about Snyder's fan base. Who are you talking about, Villager? What do you mean by that? Hashling me, Creation K. It's OG of Assassin. Creation K, Android 108 XX. It was definitely forced. Let me explain to you something, Villager, if you're talking about Discovery not caring about Snyder's fan base. They know how much money the Snyder Cut made. It made a lot of money in HBO Max subscribers. The hard copy was nearly impossible to buy because it was so popular. That made money. And that's all David Zaslav cares about. So no, he doesn't necessarily care about Snyder's fan base or any fan base. He cares about making money. And that's why he's going to restore the Snyderverse. Abraham Herrera, Villager, Snyder's fan base is stronger than you think. Agreed. It's stronger than the DCEU fan base. Creation K, Hashling me. Explain, please. Batman the Night. Man of Steel is a masterpiece. It absolutely is. I love that film. I know it so well because I've seen it so many times. What a movie. Villager, where is the proof that Zack actually directed Wonder Woman instead of Patty? Oh, you want proof, do you? Well, I don't have any video footage that he did, but let me explain something to you. Do you think the woman who directed Wonder Woman 84 directed the first film? Did you see the history lesson in Wonder Woman 2017? Very similar to the history lesson in Man of Steel. The no man's land thing, the slow motion, typical of Zack's choreography. The film was co-written by Zack Snyder and Alan Heinberg, a Wonder Woman comic book writer. It really is more Zack movie than Patty. She won a few battles, probably with the end bit. But listen, at the end of the day, she took away the shield and the sword, right? Think about that for a minute. Zack created an amazing Wonder Woman character. He introduced her wonderfully in BVS, and she was brilliant in the film. But at the end of the day, do you really believe, seriously, that the woman who directed Wonder Woman 84 directed Wonder Woman 2017? Because I don't believe it. The Legend CJ, Discovery has been listening to us, the consumers, and he knows we want Cavill back and the Snyder movies. Yes, I believe that. Look, this guy wants to make money and wants, Warner Brothers to be successful. And that's the thing here. And these things can make money. Abraham Herrera, not only that Mick, but they know how popular BVS still are, getting a hell of views on streaming. Exactly. The evidence is there. Creation K. Also, Mick, here's a question. What are your thoughts on different film formats? For example, film versus digital, ratios such as 219 and 1.31, etc. Wow, that's a question, isn't it? Well, listen, everyone has these kind of, I like the ratio Zach did Justice League because that is actually a wider picture, even though it doesn't look like it. Maybe here's a, oh my God, I can't keep up. Hashling me. Creation K is from Persian's religious sect called Hashling. Basically, it was the first assassin English term came from. Abraham Herrera. Patty was on set for the media because imagine the outcry if they had announced a Wonder Woman movie directed by Zach. Yeah, a man instead of a woman. Exactly, Abraham. And she's taken the credit for that movie. That's where, so it's good for her. That's what a gentleman Zach is. Creation Case. Snyder released Justice League in 4:3 format. What were your thoughts on the format? I thought it was quite frustrating. It took away from the image rather than added. No. Snyder told us this, and I know this from film school as well. That actually added it. CS, it actually, that's what people don't realize. You actually see the whole thing. CS, the director, the delays are not for nothing. Black Adam will connect with Shazam 2 with Superman. Cameo leading to MOS 2. Flash will probably lead into JL 2 and 3, fully into the nightmare scene. That would be awesome. That would be awesome if it's true. And yes, I agree with you. The delays, the Flash delay, there's something going on. Creation K, hashling me. Oh, I see. Thank you for that. Hashling me. Anytime. I probably missed a couple of comments when you lot would get in a bit quick. Creation Case, sorry, I must correct myself. It added for some shots, but for a lot of shots, it did not add, but it didn't take away either. That's the point. It didn't take away. Android 118XX. Do you think Zaslav watched the Batman movie? Oh, of course. Who didn't? Yeah, of course he did. Of course, that's his business to know. That's his job to know what's going on. Obviously, people in his position normally are not this hands-on, but I think this is going to be a very hands-on CEO. Android 108, Creation K. I can link a video showing what it took away. Well, you can do that, but I know that it didn't take away anything. And from any point of view, someone can make a video to say, oh, look, it took away, to spread some propaganda, but it didn't take away anything. The Legend CJ, so with Michael Keaton coming back, where's he going to fit in the DCEU? The Batfleck comes back. Right, I did a video about this. I don't believe Michael Keaton is part of the DCEU. I think Batgirl is set in Michael Keaton's universe. I don't think he comes to the DCEU after Flashpoint, and I think that's where he's going to stay. So I don't think he is the DCEU Batman. So it won't be an issue. Henrik, 16 likes, new record. Yeah, not bad, is it? Abraham Herrera, guys, the format doesn't matter. What matters is how the director composes the shots with that format. Exactly, Abraham. Henrik, Creation K, how's your pervy brother? Villager, I like how Zach actually knows how to write female characters. A lot of male writers can't write female characters. I don't agree with that, by the way. I've seen female characters really fuck up women. I don't think it's about that because a female character is just a character. There's no difference from writing a woman or a man. Obviously, they have to be a woman, right? But you don't stereotype them. It's like the first female Doctor Who. He's put her on screen and said, look, she's a female. He's done nothing with her. Now, that's bad. That's bad. A lot of writers these days are too scared to give females floor because of the the propaganda from the extreme left. Creation K, Henrik, too far. Yeah, I think Henrik sometimes. Hashling me. Henrik, what do you mean? Let's get back to talking about nerd stuff, right? And let's stop being silly because it's boring. We're not here to Abraham Herrera, Zach never has weak female characters on his films. He actually has a film dedicated to strong females. That's right. That's very true. But you know what? All these strong females things, it's all great and everything. But also, we've got to have a variety here because there are weak men out there, weak men and weak women as well, you know, or women, just ordinary people who are not going to be gutsy and brave. I think we need to represent them as well because it's not a true kind of representation of people, is it? Villager, yeah, that's the thing. A lot of male writers stereotype the female characters and overtly focus on women's bodies or project a lot of sexual stuff. Female writers typically write female characters. No, I don't agree, Villager. I think women make a lot of mistakes with female characters. Did Patty Jenkins do a good job with Wonder Woman in Wonder Woman 84? Think about it. At the end of the day, right, it's not about men being able to write women, right? And ultimately, right, yes, in the past, men have written women as sexual objects. That doesn't really happen anymore. And, you know, we treat women as women now. So that's in the past. Croatia K, Mick, sorry, my apologies. I'm actually unsure. I remember 100% seeing some scene where the image looked cropped, but maybe it was something else. Anyway, it's all good. John, do you think Linda Carter will be in Wonder Woman 3 if Patty Jenkins doesn't get the sack? Yes. CS, the director, imagine they make a Batgirl as a side story time, but announce the Ben Affleck solo film. That would be a twist. That would be. Henrik, Mickey, Papa, Ricky, have you seen Invincible? I just finished yesterday. I didn't want to see it, but a friend recommended it. It was fucking amazing. I highly recommend. I saw the first episode, Henrik. I really liked it. Henrik, also, sorry, Creation Kate, didn't mean to offend. Villager, yeah, female writers also write crap female characters, especially the SJW ones, who believe women are perfect and shouldn't be flawed. This is the problem. The extreme left have got a stranglehold on the entertainment industry, and it isn't good because it's taking away from entertainment. I don't need to see women treated as sexual objects. I don't need to see the old-fashioned Bond girls in Bond films. That's not the point here. The point is women should be written with sensibilities and flaws like men are. We're all individual people and we're all flawed. And if we start taking leaps like, oh, minorities and women are perfect and white men are the bad ones, and if it wasn't for them, everything would be all right, then, you know, we live in a very odd world, don't we? And a world that, you know, kind of drives hateful conversations. Villager, it's disgusting that people allowed Steve Trevor getting raped in Wonder Woman 84 thing. Yeah, and if it was the other way round, Villager, with a woman, we wouldn't have heard the end of it from the SJWs. Creation K, if Snyder doesn't come back as director on projects, I hope that he collaborates with the other directors, being a producer or the like. I doubt that would happen, Creation K, because I think if he's not going to be allowed to do his own stuff, he's just going to keep on working on Netflix. Apparently, the Snyder Cut is now on Netflix America. It isn't on my one. Creation K, no worries, Henrik. Let's move on. Henrik, Christina Hodgson, you mean? Christina Hodgson, you mean, Villager. Also, welcome to the best channel ever. True. Not in camera or sound, but yeah, in me, yeah, I think so. Will Discovery restore the Snyderverse? 42 votes, which is a record for my polls. Yes, 81%. No, 19%. Very good. Of course, we don't know. So I said on my video today, DCEU Daily, I said, I don't want to get people's hopes up. I think it's going to happen, but I don't know, you know. So it's opinion right now. It's looking like it will happen. Croatian Henrik. No, Abraham Herrera. Remember in Wonder Woman, Diana said men aren't necessary for pleasure. And Steve was like, no, I didn't see any men being offended. But if it had been the other way around. Yeah, I remember that bit and I just laughed at it. Obviously, it was said for a reason. There's a point. They were point scoring there. But it's true. Women don't need men for pleasure. So that is a fact. In fact, most men are not good lovers anyway. CS director, the director. I wonder why Zach hasn't posted anything today. Oh, he has. I swear he posted a couple of things. He said, "You believe." That one, he said, "You did believe." That one. And he did another one as well, I swear it. Henrik, Creation Case, sure thing, buddy. Any TV movie recommend? Just finished Reacher on Amazon. Fucking amazing and invincible. Don't know what to watch. I don't know. I mean, there's stuff that I've watched before. Ages ago. I love things like 24 and Life on Mars. Creation Case, it's a good point you make. That it's unlikely that Snyder would be on a project unless he had a certain amount of creative control. Yeah. If he's not doing his Justice League things, he's not coming back. That's it. He'll just get producers' credits because he's set up the whole franchise. Henry, Papa, Ricky, Dickie, Mickey, you've got a Facebook fan page. YouTube hates to remind me that you go live. You just need to follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and I send the link on there. I don't think I have the kind of popularity to have a fan page. Right, guys, about 4 or 5 minutes, then we'll sign off for the night. It's been I think it's been my favourite live chat of this week. It's been a busy one tonight. It's been good tonight, and I think it's something to do with the Snyderverse stuff. Villager, restore the Mickverse. Yes, yes. Restore my central heating. Jesus Christ, it's actually like being outside. Creation Kane, nice. But now you're a great bunch of people. I enjoy talking to you every night. And it's good. Creation Kane, Henry, here you go. Mick, please don't read this all out, lol. There's a lot. Abraham Herrera, 20 more min, Mick. It's just getting good. And I'm getting cold. Villager BTW. What is BTW? Anyway, how did Zach manage to get his own fan base? Directors typically don't get large stands like fan bases. Well, I think, listen, people liked his DC movies. And then they were taken away from them. So that's how it all started. I mean, he did always have stands. Obviously, Watchmen is a huge movie for him. And I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. And obviously 300, because he's a stylistic director, he attracted people who don't normally watch mainstream movies. And I think that's how he did it. Oh, right, that's just Creation K giving us suggestions. Right. John, what was the Moon Knight director saying about Black Adam? Oh, he's offended because they used a fictional place called Kardag instead of using a real Muslim place to do representation. The guy was talking utter shit, as usual with these people. Abraham Herrera, Zack started his fan base with Dawn, but 300 was the one that made it official. That was the first one I ever saw, 300, from Zack. And I was so shocked how good it looked. I think you've given enough of a suggestion now, don't you, Creation K? Abraham Herrera, and also Zach interacts with his fans on social media. You don't see Martin Scorsese doing that. Well, it's Martin Scorsese, isn't it? And he's not on the internet, my friend. That's the difference. I mean, James Gunn's very interactive, isn't he? Which is great. But I don't blame directors for not being interactive. But that is the modern way now, isn't it? Henrik, he did amazing. Movies same as Papa Ricky says us comic book fans love. his movies, and he was treated very unfair by the, whatever that says, at WB. That's it mostly. CS, the director, Dawn of the Dead was great. Sucker Punch was visually awesome. Zack Snyder's Justice League was phenomenal. Where did Zack post it? I can't find it on Twitter. It's not on Twitter. It's on Vero. That's the social media platform he's on. He very rarely posts on Twitter or Instagram, but he's on Vero. Vero. I thought you. Android 118XX. I read somewhere that for Wonder Woman 2, Patty Jenkins got rid of Zack and his stunt team and his VFX people. She did. And she also got rid of screenwriter Alan Heinberg. Big mistake. He was the heart of that movie creatively. Patty said in a quote, she doesn't want tough. Basically, the woman is a nut job. She should never make a Wonder Woman film again. She took away all the great people who made that film awesome. And she made a shit movie. Henrik, okay. Creation K, Henrik. Thanks, man. Low, I don't drink alcohol, but appreciate the kindness. Creation K, who is Alan Heinberg. He's a Wonder Woman comic book writer who co-wrote the first Wonder Woman with Zack Snyder. John, the Zeus actor in Zack's Justice League reminds me of the actor Cole Urban. I know. They must be fucking twins or something. Henrik, where are all these lovely people from Norway here? I'm Bird Guy of the Prime Minister here in Norway. Villager. Patty comes off as one of those people who are power hungry and stubborn and don't accept criticism, even after losing movies. I doubt she'll change and actually improve. She has to go. She has to. Creation K, thank you. She has to go. She's been sacked off a couple of movies already. You know, Rogue Squadron, she's not doing that anymore. And Cleopatra, I think she's not doing that anymore either. So she sucked old poor Gal in, and Gal's going to have to do it without her. I mean, she'll still be a producer, but listen, she took the credit for somebody else's work in the first film, right? She can sue me if she wants. She'll have to prove that I'm wrong. Henrik, Ricky, you are so right. Alan Heinberg did an amazing job on WB's Stupid Patty. All right, we don't have to call her stupid, but yeah. I mean, Patty comes off like a nice lady. I'm not saying she's evil or anything. I'm just saying that she made a bad movie. I can watch it. It's okay. But she made a bad movie. Villager, what other language do you speak? Greek, Cypriot. Android 180XX, but she's coming for Wonder Woman 3, isn't she? Well, that's the official word, but I have my doubts. Things are going to change very, very quickly, hopefully. Hopefully she gets kicked off of it. There were some suits at WB and AT&T who wanted Zack to do Wonder Woman 3. That was even confirmed by Grace Randolph. Creation K, very true. You know Rogue Squadron is a prime example of how you should never think too much of movie announcements that don't give drumroll an indication of the release date. Why wouldn't you? But it's funny with Rogue Squadron because Kathleen Kennedy gave her that gig before she saw Wonder Woman 84. Imagine Kathleen's reaction when she saw Wonder Woman 84. She thought, fuck this, man. Abraham Herrera, hating on Zack's movies is like hating on the Mona Lisa. And people do hate on the Mona Lisa. Zack is as much an artist as Da Vinci. I agree. Henrik, Gal is busy promoting Mac and cheese at the moment. Like WTF. What's your thoughts on the Mickey Ricky? I don't really know what you're talking about. Villager. WB sacked her. They're probably looking for another female director. Well, Chloe Zhao, who did Eternals. Perfect. Abraham Herrera. Actually, Da Vinci was hated in his time. He was. Do you remember David S. Goya's TV show, Da Vinci's Demons? That was a great show. Hashling me. What other things that Patty has been directed? She directed a film called Monster. She hasn't done very much. I mean, Andy Machete's done about 4 movies. who's doing the Flash movie. And that's a bit more than what she's done. I think she did Game of Thrones. Did she do Game of Thrones a little? I can't remember. Android 180XX. Have you watched Death in the Nile? No, afraid not. CS, the director. Imagine a Ben Affleck trilogy where he faces Deadshot during the Suicide Squad timeline, Joker before BVS, and later in the nightmare scene. Discovery will be profiting big time. I agree with you. That's why I love the first Suicide Squad. The Batfleck cameos are awesome. Well, that's one of the reasons I like it. Abraham Herrera, she directed Monster, and that's it. And they gave her a fucking Wonder Woman movie. Just because she's a woman. But it's obvious that she was just there. Creation K, do you reckon the director of Power of the Woke, you're talking about Power of the Dog, might get some Marvel or DC hype? Oh, sorry, my bad, Power of the Dog. Yeah, listen, look, I'm not going to see that movie. It's not a movie I would see anyway. I've heard some stuff about it, but this is the industry we're in now, I'm afraid. Let them carry on. They'll get their Oscars. They think they would have made their point. Let them carry on. Doesn't change anything. The world doesn't change because Power of the Dog. That's why when Sam Elliott lost his shit, I was surprised. It doesn't make a difference. Just let them do it. Enjoy the movies you've got at home. Let them go on. Smash the like button if you've just got in. And please subscribe if you're in the chat and you haven't subscribed already. And if you are a subscriber, check that you are still subscribed. Because sometimes YouTube unsubscribe people to make sure. Because sometimes you lose subscribers. But sometimes you think, is it someone who's just got the hump? Or is it that they've just unsubscribed me? Abraham Herrera, Mick, are you married? No, but I have a girlfriend. Ashley, me, damn. So basically, Patty just being there for agenda. Absolutely. You shouldn't be surprised. Villager, Gal is so pretty. Yes, I like Gal because she's married to an ordinary everyday man, which makes her a more genuine person than these other people in the industry. Just an ordinary bloke. I think he's an accountant or something. Villager, does Cyprus show movies dubbed in other languages or are they in English with subtitles? When you go to the cinema, they're subtitles, but it's in English, thankfully. Creation Code, restore the Snyderverse. Also, do you think Will Smith will return? Hope he does. Yeah, Will Smith was amazing in that Suicide Squad film. I really do think he was one of the main reasons that film made so much money. I'd love to see him come back. He said he'd be willing to come back. Might be problematic now that Gunn's there. I don't know if you would want to work with Gunn. Just a feeling. He's very loyal. Will Smith is very loyal to David Ayer. If David Ayer doesn't come back, Will Smith doesn't come back. That's my guess. That's why he didn't come back for the other Suicide Squad. And I'm afraid Gunn would have killed him off anyway. Henry, Mickey, what's the difference between language Greek and Cypriot? It's the same language. It's just the Greece people are more well spoken. CS, the director. The Hamadov regime is coming to its end. I agree. I can feel after today we will pass 1 billion tweets and we'll hear something massive at Fandom 2022. Restore the Snyderverse. Let's see what happens. I hope so. I don't think there'll be 1 billion today, though. I think that's impossible. But yeah, I think we might get a million or just under that. Well, I'm from Cyprus. I'm Greek Cypriot. The language we speak over here is Greek. So there's no Cypriot, it's Greek. But I'm a Greek Cypriot because I'm in Cyprus. Abraham Herrera, but they were going to use his character, but Will called the studio and said he leave Deadshot alone. That's the kind of power Will has. Yes, I think they wanted the other guy to use that character, and he said no, and quite right fucking too, because all Gunn was doing was trying to make the two males in that film look like toxic males. So I'm glad that Will said that. It proves that Will cares and he wants to come back again. Yeah, Will Smith is very powerful. I mean, bloody hell. Siesta director Will Smith himself recently said yes, and he wants to see the haircut. It's on YouTube. That's correct. Android 118 XX. As a Greek, what do you think of the Hercules movies? Have you watched the Rock's versions? I used to watch the TV series, but yeah, I'm not that into my nationality to be interested in Hercules. Henrik, I just saw it and I'm a Legend yesterday again. Holy shit, the movie is so good. Also, it's set in 2012 and there's an ad for Batman v Superman. That's right, in there. Did you know? I did know that. Villager, oh, I see. Villager, I'm so uninterested in Margot's Harley Quinn. She's so boring. Yeah, I liked her in the first Suicide Squad. She's bored me ever since. She's off to do her boring feminist Barbie movie. She's done. Creation K, very interesting, Mick. Do you have a favourite director? Probably, if I'm honest, it will probably be Oliver Stone. I think Oliver Stone has educated me when I was a young man in terms of JFK and that assassination. Born on the 4th of July really educated me about the truth and the corruption within Vietnam and the people that suffered. So, yeah, I'd have to say my favourite director would have to be Oliver Stone. I think he's such a unique director. Creation K at Villager, as with most of the cast, they have potential depending on the story. Yeah, it's always the case, isn't it? The story and the director. There's a lot of people working in our industry that shouldn't be working there in the elite mainstream element of it. Taika Waititi, very average director, bullshitted his way into that Ragnarok movie. But he's got Hollywood DNA, and that's how he got the gig. Villager, they need to write Harley better then. They do. But Margot Robbie, and that's, yeah, but Creation K, you have to understand, Margot Robbie's production company was running the narrative on Birds of Prey. But Harley Quinn should never have been in a Birds of Prey movie anyway. Abraham Herrera, how amazing that we are all on this earth and we all speak different languages, yet English brings us together. Would you care to acknowledge that? I would. I acknowledge that. I have. I've just done it. Creation K, Oliver Stone, nice. I have not seen many of his films, but hope to, if possible. Watch JFK. It's about the John F. Kennedy's assassination. It's an amazing film starring Kevin Costner, Pa Kent himself. Villager, what would have been great was to show Harley and Joker in an abusive relationship and Harley having character development throughout the story and leaving Joker. It would send a good message. But also, Villager, I don't like the idea that it's all about Joker being the manipulator. Because as very die-hard comic book fans have said, that Harley manipulated him when she was Harley Quinzel as well. So it's a bit of both. So this thing where we've got to see the Joker be this domestic abuser, it's not good for me. I want to see the entertainment element of that relationship. And whatever, right? It's an abusive relationship on both sides. Creation K, Abraham Herrera, true. CS the director, Mick, who's your favourite DC hero and DC villain? Lex Luthor and Superman. Really simple, actually, and boring, but yeah, Superman is my character, always has been. Henrik, are you more English or Cyprus? Well, my DNA, my parents were both Greek Cypriot, so I suppose by DNA, I'm Cypriot, but I feel more English because I was born in the UK. Right, guys, definitely another 5 minutes, and I'm calling it a night. What time is it here? Yeah, 10 o'clock. Yep. Cup of tea, Simpsons, and I'm going to relax. Henrik, Villager, they had delete scenes in the Birds of Poop. He was in there, but they got rid of it. Android 180XX. Abraham Herrera, why is that? Creation K, nice. Henrik, 30 more minutes, Mickey. No, Henrik. Definitely not 30 more minutes. Oh, do you know what? I've been here talking non-stop nearly 2 hours. And I love it. It's great, but you have to stop eventually. Maybe one day we'll do a charity stream and I'll stay on the stream for 24 hours. We can do that. Villager, I laugh every time someone calls the flush. Well, they may as well call the TV show The Flush. Android 180XX. Do you watch Family Guy? I love Family Guy. The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad. They're just great. Abraham Herrera. Well, let's hope our good vibes restore the Snyderverse. Then we see you next time, Mick. Take care, man. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you for your time. It's been great talking to you and everyone else. CS the director. I want to see more of Harley's version, like in Suicide Squad, not the censored woke version. Yeah. Well, actually, the first Suicide Squad movie, which was cut by a music video company, wasn't very woke because they objectified Harley. I think David Ayer's original version doesn't objectify her, from what I can gather. If you haven't liked the video, get me up to 20 likes and smash that like button if you haven't smashed the like button. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe if you want and you like what you see. And if you are subscribed, make sure that you're still subscribed. What did the toaster say to the slice of bread? I want you inside me. Very, very, very funny. Very funny, Henrik. Right, I'll read one more piece of the chat. Right, where are we? Android 108 Do you like dunking biscuits in your tea? I do. I love it. If so, which biscuits do you like to dunk the most? Oh, jammy Dodgers, digestives. Very, very British. Chocolate digestives. Crazy Game Mick, if you are willing to wait 10 minutes, max more, I will drop a small Batman story. Oh, not 10 minutes, no. Not 10 minutes, no. I was literally about to go, Creation K now. You've got till 10-2. How about that? 3 minutes. Don't waste time talking to me and write. Maybe you'll get half a story up. You always wait to the end, don't you? What can I do? Villager, the DCEU will be revived soon. Creation K, UK term low. Okay, Creation K, okay. Just a minute. Creation K, Creation K, sorry. Creation K, just a minute. Henrik, do it. Abraham, tell us the story tomorrow. The CS director, I'll sub to your channel. Thank you, CS the director. Very, very nice of you. I appreciate everyone who embraces a channel with a shit camera, shit sound. That's brilliant because it means I'm doing something. Hashtag me. Restore the Snyderverse. Absolutely. Henrik, sub everyone. Share it. Thank you, Henrik. Don't forget to smash the like if you haven't already. Villager, is the tea stereotype true? Oh, absolutely. We love our cups of tea. Quite right too. Villager, quality doesn't matter as long as we can understand you. Yeah. Well, that is important, isn't it? That is very important, my friend, that everyone understands each other. Henrik, Mickey, can you tell us a Hollywood stories? Not really. I mean, I spoke about Khloe Kardashian earlier. I don't know where you were. Android 180XX. How many spellings of sugar do you normally have? One. Years ago, I used to have 2, 3. I used to go well mad, but now it's just 1. Got to watch the old weight. Henrik, 2 men broke into a drugstore and stole all the Viagra. The police put on an alert to be on the lookout for the 2 heartland criminals. Hardened criminals. Okay, then. Creation K. In 1990, Thomas and Martha Wayne travelled to Africa. It's a bid to further their humanitarian campaign. Creation K. Whilst they are there, they decide to adopt a child, partly as the a publicity stunt to gain support, but partly to help a young child. Villager, do you think Jonas Hill, Jonas Hill could have done good as the Riddler? Apparently, he was approached for the Batman. I still don't believe that. I don't know. He's not my cup of tea, to be honest with you. Creation K. At the orphanage, there is a plethora of children, hungry and thin and scurrying around. In the corner, sat away the other children. In the darkness is a child. CS, the director, keep it up, but never change like some of these other fake YouTube channels, like Grace or Chris. Oh, for sure. Who's Chris? Creation K. The child emerges from darkness, looking into the eyes of Martha. She pleads with Thomas to take him, and so they do. In his eyes, there is hurt, anger, pain at the death of his true parents. Abraham Herrera, let's go for 2K subs. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Villagers, sorry for the accent, Mark. I'm typing on a Spanish keyboard. That's okay. I didn't notice. Creation K. He then travels with them back to Gotham, entering into a life he does not truly resonate with. Android 118XX. I like having buns with my tea. Lovely. Creation K. That's it for now. Sounds good to me. Sounds like he's an iconic villain, that kid. I think that's the way you're going with it, isn't it? Creation K, more another time. Thank you for the stream. You are very, very welcome. I'll read one more comment and that's it. I'm gone. I've really enjoyed it tonight, guys. It's been a great stream. The pacing's been good. The comments have been good. It's very rare that you get so many people at once, but it's cool. Well, for me, it's so many people anyway. Henrik, favorite DC animated movies? I love Under the Red Hood. The ending is so good. Jensen Ackles, Dean's supernatural voice. He's also making Gotham Knights. Favorite animated is Superman versus the Elite, Henrik. Creation K, he's not a villain. He emerges from the darkness, but in his eyes, there is an element of love and of hope. Oh, I see. Sounds interesting, my friend. This has been Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss this perfection. Right. Abraham Herrera, I wish we could send pictures of YouTube chat so I could send you one of the big joint I'm about to smoke. Probably best not to mention that on YouTube. Creation K, idea behind the story came from the African bat, which has an interesting story behind it. Oh, interesting. See you. Right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming to the chat. It's been great. Android 180 doublets. Hurry up, Mick, and put the kettle on. I will be putting the kettle on very soon. Thank you, everyone. It has been absolutely fantastic. Restore the Snyderverse, and I'll see you tomorrow with the DCEU Daily and another live chat. Same time, same bad channel. Until then, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Henrik, see you, Papa Ricky Mickey. Hope you are well. See you, guys and girls. See you later, Henrik. See you later, everyone. Thank you very much. See you again soon.